His family showed up, and his mom wore gray and black while the dress code consisted of light and darker blues, and said on the invite, she acted as if she was attending a funeral the entire day, crying during the ceremony. Not sweet crying, but like super sad crying. Not talking to anyone except her son and direct family. My mom went up to her before the wedding started and said, I'm so glad y'all could come and celebrate both of our kiddos today. And she straight up looked my mom up and down, rolled her eyes, and pushed past her. Somebody would have been leaving missing a limb. It took everything in my mom to not call my dad, ex army veteran, no, military vet, to escort her out. My mom didn't want to cause any more drama on my special day, bless her heart. But she also was pissed off after what my fiance's mom did. We did photos with all the bridal party and family and close friends, which obviously involved my now in-laws. It was awkward to say the least when the photos involved them, but we got through it with no issues besides some nasty looks shot at me from mother-in-law. After the reception began, I found out from my mom that my mother-in-law had left early. Oh, darn. She had taken a separate car along with her sister and niece. They had come to the wedding as well, and they all left early. They said goodbye to my husband, but didn't make an effort to say bye to me. I didn't expect much else from her, though. The rest of the wedding went as well as can be expected, and I had a few guests come up to me asking if my mother-in-law was all right since she had left early and not look like she was enjoying herself. I bet not. To quote my close friend, my mother-in-law made it noticeable that she was unhappy at my wedding, whether we cared or not. We had our honeymoon at the beach. It was great, and we moved to the city where his college was 2 weeks after the wedding. It all went fairly smoothly for the next 6 months. We had our own little life of our own. I found a full-time job, and he is still doing school full-time. We would go back and forth to our family's cities to visit over the weekends, and we would stay with my family and maybe go to lunch with my husband's family. We wouldn't spend longer than a few hours with my in-laws because of the reasons above. We would still try to make some kind of effort since we weren't going to cut them out yet. This summer, we moved in with my family so we could be closer to the temporary internship that my husband got. Makes the drive a lot shorter. So we've been back in the city that we lived in before we both got married. We've been out to eat with his family a few times every week or so, and I try to make small talk and be polite. Any response I get would be from father-in-law. My mother-in-law hasn't bothered to look at me or even acknowledge my existence. When she has to acknowledge me in certain scenarios, she acts like I am just the biggest inconvenience to her. The first time we went out to lunch after our wedding, I tried 5 consecutive times to make conversation and talk with the family. Each time I tried to talk, my mother-in-law would either cut me off or completely talk over me as if I wasn't even there. After the 5th time, I stopped trying. There was no use at that point. My husband only noticed the last 2 times and asked if I was okay. I wasn't. Being brushed aside as if I was not there or didn't matter didn't feel okay at all. I had a breakdown after we left the restaurant, and my husband made sure to text his mom afterwards and tell her that he didn't appreciate how she treated me. Most recently, for another example, we went to a restaurant with just his mom and siblings. His mom didn't know I was also meeting them there. She thought it would be just my husband meeting them. When she walked into the restaurant and saw me, her face went flat. My husband went to the bathroom and asked me to order for him. His mom invited him to lunch, so she said she would pay for him. But maybe she didn't expect to pay for me too. I ordered for my husband and then got a small taco for myself. And the girl at the register, around my age, asked if I needed anything else. I was in the middle of saying, "Oh, can I also have a drink?" when my mother-in-law cut me off and said, "No, that's it. She doesn't need anything else." The girl at the register was taken aback as she looked at my mother-in-law and back at me and hesitantly said, "Okay, tap your card here." My mother-in-law paid and went to find a table. I went to the bathroom and just cried, angry tears for once. I was so hurt, but more angry than anything. I still misunderstood why I was being treated this way by her. Since I couldn't fathom a reason she could be this rude and dismissive. I went back out and went up to the register to ask if I could buy a drink, and the same girl was there. She shook her head, smiled slightly at me, and said, "Here, take it." I got you," while handing me the cup. I smiled, thanked her, and went over to my husband and his family at the table and made up an excuse that I needed to leave. I didn't want to start anything in a place that public, but to be sure, I laid out everything that happened to my husband on the phone on his way home later. That situation made my husband realize that his mother is still treating me unfairly and had no reason. Known to us, anyways. Ever since that interaction, my husband has thought about sending a text to his mom explaining how she has been causing more drama than needed between all of us as a family. He even called his dad on the phone to explain how his mom has been acting. His dad's reaction wasn't great. He told my husband he and I need to probably make more of an effort on our part. My husband and I were annoyed by this, but my husband had the idea of adding me to the family group chat as a way to continue making an effort. My husband and his family have had a group chat for the past few years, including his direct family, along with his grandparents and aunts and uncles. My husband tried to add me to the current chat, but seeing as there was an Android user in the chat, he had to create a whole new family chat that included me. He let everyone know that he created this new chat to add me in so that I could be more a part of the family. Not 2 hours later, his mom was sending numerous texts to the chat that excluded me. Now, I didn't know this since I obviously wasn't on that chat, but when my husband saw it, he was furious. He blocked and deleted the old chat, the one without me, and decided to send a text calling his mom out. Here is what the text said. "Hey, Mom. Yesterday, I added OP to our family chat so she could be more involved. We talked about this before. I noticed you're still texting in the previous chat that doesn't have her in it. I did leave the other chat because I assumed the new one would become the primary chat. I don't appreciate how you've been treating us, especially OP recently. It seems like you are deliberately excluding her, especially since you're almost pretending the new chat I created with OP doesn't exist. My wife is a part of our family now, whether you like it or not. So I need you to try and accept the fact and start to try and make an effort. How would you feel if I had a group chat with everyone in the family except you, Mom? How would it make you feel if you were being deliberately excluded? Honestly, it's frustrating at this point where things have gone. I don't know what is going to make it change between us. We've been trying and making an effort, but nothing seems to change." After that text was sent, he shut off his phone for the night. But when he woke up the next morning and opened his phone, he found a text from his dad. This is what it said. "I deleted the text you sent from Mommy's phone before she could read it. This is not appropriate as a text message and is absolutely unlike your character. It was even hurtful to me to think that you think of Mommy that way. Your message would have crushed Mommy as she loves you more than anything in the world." Excuse me, what? So you sent a message or your husband sent a message to finally clarify the boundary and call it out. And his father goes in and deletes it so that his wife doesn't see it. He's just as culpable, if not worse. By doing that, oh, it's going to break her heart. Here, let me give you all the emotional blackmail. How about, man, my son feels this way. Maybe I need to sit my wife down and figure out what's going on. So, father-in-law, just as guilty. My husband got even more frustrated. And I was too on his behalf. My husband had the courage to send a text to his mom, calling her out, still respectfully. And his dad had the audacity to delete it before his own wife even saw it. Just felt like such a crossing of a boundary to me and to my husband. And also, I am the only one who thinks it's weird that the term mommy was used. I told my husband that it was probably best not to text back or anything until he saw his family again in person. We were planning on going to see a movie in theaters with them the next weekend. That brings us to this past weekend. On Saturday morning, we went over to his parents' house to grab some bank documents since he used to have an account with his parents. Not anymore. The minute we walked in, his mom handed him his documents, then said, "Hey, Daddy." Yes, there's that weird parental term again. My husband even said it was weird to hear her say that. "Hey, Daddy told me that you sent him a text and he said you sounded pretty upset." My husband was taken aback as the directness, since she never wanted to talk about anything in the past that involved conflict.